like to call the meeting to order. Thank you, everybody, for coming to our board meeting on January 26th. If everybody would please stand, our Superintendent Amber Zundell will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started today, I'd like to note that our Mayor Robert Taylor is here tonight, so thank you for coming.
This is one of the times in the board meeting when community members are allowed to address the board. There will also be a public hearing at the end of the meeting. Does anybody in the audience wish to be heard at this time? Yes, sir, you can walk up to the podium.
Thank you. Mr. President, or Mrs. President. Excuse me. There's so many women up here.
That's the way it should be.
Wonderful. I'm a grandparent, and I have an elementary student at Comment Elementary School. And I'm always hearing about bullying on the news. What is the district's stance on the subject, and what programs are currently being implemented throughout our district?
Well, that's a great question. Ms. Amber Zundell, our Superintendent of Schools, will be happy to outline and preside as each administrator comments on questions from the board.
Thank you very much for bringing up this subject. I'd like to ask that each administrator respond to questions for their respective departments. If any board members have any questions or comments as we outline the various departments, please feel free to ask. At this time, I'd like to ask our Assistant Superintendent, Ms. O'Banion, to give us some details on the steps practiced throughout the district.
Most of the elementary schools either practice the Positive Behavior Support, also known as the PBS program, or Be Respectful, Be Responsible, Be Safe program. They have expectations for each area of the building and review these throughout the year at assemblies. Students can earn tickets that are transferred into rewards. Many of the elementary schools have customized pledges that are recited every morning.
Yes, Ms. Julian?
It sounds like a good start at the elementary level. What program and/or programs are in place at the high school?
The Restorative Justice Program is an attempt to give a voice to the victims of conflict situations. More often than not, discipline at RHS follows a predictable pattern. When the offense occurs, the offender is disciplined and serves a sentence, suspension at most common. Then the offender returns back to school. Nowhere in this current model is the victim given an opportunity to speak directly to the offender, and more often than not, the problem is left unresolved and often is left fester to become worse. The Restorative Justice Program fills the gap in the system by allowing the victims and offenders to meet in a calm, controlled environment to speak about the issues bothering them. It allows the offender to hear firsthand how their actions have affected their victim and offers the offender opportunity they have never gotten to apologize in a meaningful way to those they have harmed. Both sides are then allowed to heal, having a deeper understanding of the matter. The program also offers conflict resolution between students. In these circumstances, there is often not a clear-cut offender and victim relationship. Rather, they consist of young men and women who have not been taught the proper skills to settle matters without resorting to physical fighting. Again, they are offered a non-biased, controlled environment in which to talk about the matters of concern. Most often, the parties leave with an agreement in place they both can abide by, along with additional coping skills to hopefully prevent potential conflicts. While no system is perfect, initial surveys have shown overwhelming positive response from those who have gone through both aspects of the program.
Thank you, Ms. O'Banion. We have the utmost confidence in the programs.
Yes, Ms. Ritter?
Can you explain to us anything new with our high school sports field?
Mr. Morrow, are you able to answer this question? Mr. Morrow is our Director of Buildings and Grounds.
We still have brick pavers available for purchase at the entrance of the athletic complex. A 4x8 brick paver costs $75 and an 8x8 brick paver costs $125. We also recently dedicated the football field to longtime board member, coach, and bond coordinator Bob Einecker. The field is now named Bob Einecker Memorial Field.
Ms. Julian?
I see the construction has come to an end at Eastland Middle School. Ever reached the end of the bond?
In 2006, our community passed a $110 million bond that has been completed as of 2014. This is a final summary of the work that was completed. Demolition of 6 buildings, Arbor, Eastland, Lincoln, Pierce, Alumni, and Guest, along with site restoration. The construction of 2 new elementary buildings, which are Steenland and Comment. The renovation of 5 elementary schools, Dort, Fountain, Kaiser, Huron Park, and Patton, along with renovations to Roseville High School, Eastland, and Roseville Middle Schools. One of the last buildings to be renovated was the administration building, which includes this beautifully renovated boardroom.
Yes, Ms. Rickle?
What are some of the details of the renovations?
Basically, the scope of work at all buildings was accessibility, automatic door openers, electrical upgrades, fire alarm systems, exterior door and windows, interior remodeling of floors, classroom casework, and restrooms. There were mechanical upgrades with the HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems. Site work included repaving parking lots and installation of new playground equipment. In regards to technology equipment, servers, computers, and printers, along with desks, chairs, and tables were added. All buildings have been equipped with security systems, cameras, motion sensors, and security door locking systems.
Thank you, Mr. Morrow, for following through with these projects. All of the buildings look very nice.
Ms. Besco?
Ms. Grimshaw, has the Governor Snyder's financial decisions affected Roseville Community Schools? If so, how?
Ms. Besco, I would be more than happy to defer that question to our superintendent.
Mrs. Kastner, our Executive Director of Finance for the district, can answer that question better than I could.
The financial decisions made by the state of Michigan impact the finances of the school district and in turn affect the quality of education the students receive. Funds are allocated by the state and then passed on to various departments, including the Department of Education. From there, the MDE passes the funds down to the school district based on various rules and regulations developed by the state and the Department of Education. Every time the department reduces the amount of pay per pupil to the school districts, they are undermining the quality of education the district is able to provide. The main expense in a district's budget is the cost of staff. If the district is forced to reduce the number of staff due to the lack of funding, programs may be reduced or eliminated, and or the number of students per classroom will be increased because there won't be enough staff to teach them.
Ms. Besco?
Where does the money come from that funds public schools?
One of the current issues districts are faced with is the source of funding education. Our legislatures in Lansing could not agree on this topic, so instead they decided to leave it up to the taxpayers. In spring, there will be a vote by the citizens to determine how and to what extent taxes on gas will be used to fund education. In the meantime, school districts will be left up in the air to as how much money to expect in order to fund education in the upcoming year.
Mr. DeShaka?
Ms. Grimshaw, can you elaborate on some of the improvements in technology over the past year?
Our Director of Technology, Ms. Klemowitz, can give you the appropriate details regarding some of the technology projects that have been completed or are currently in progress.
The School Improvement Grant has brought a number of instructional technology enhancements to both our middle schools. One of the enhancements being implemented is the use of iPad mobile labs. Using the district's wireless network, these mobile labs can be moved from classroom to classroom for teachers to use with their students. A couple of popular applications used with the iPads is Digits and a new curriculum adopted English Language Arts Collections program. Additionally, each of the middle school classrooms will have Apple TVs connected to each of their LCD projectors. This will enhance the learning experience by allowing the content of the iPad to be displayed through the projector and onto the screen. Through the availability of additional funds through SIG, the middle schools received approval to purchase enough iPads to have one for each student to use.
Mr. DeShaka?
Ms. Grimshaw, I would like to ask Ms. Klemowitz, are other schools in the district utilizing any new technology?
Comment Elementary has been awarded a grant that provides them the funds to purchase enough iPads for every student and a mobile Chrome lab along with other instructional technology enhancements. Roseville High School is planning to start a pilot program using a mobile Chromebook lab. Also, a number of high school teachers are working with iPads and the Apple TVs.
Thank you, Ms. Klemowitz, for the technology updates. Ms. Ritter?
How has the personnel office experienced any staffing issues?
We'll have Deputy Superintendent Ms. Trudeau answer that question.
Recruiting staff for in-demand, hard-to-fill positions such as science, math, and special education teaching assignments pose a concern.
It is also a problem in some of the support staff positions. On a day-to-day basis, the inability to secure substitutes for absent classroom teachers has created a burden for principals who are required to reorganize building staff in order to provide coverage.
Ms. Julian?
Has healthcare been affected?
Healthcare reform has made an impact on Roseville. In addition to the increased costs that are brought on with the implementation of Federal Affordable Care Act, the mandates related to tracking, reporting, and record keeping will require a significant ongoing commitment of time and resources.
Ms. Besco?
I would like to thank Ms. Trudeau for her extensive knowledge about the staffing.
Thank you.
Ms. Shepherd? The high school offers a lot of programs. Can you tell me some of the programs pertaining to careers that the high school offers? I'll have Ms. O'Banion, the assistant superintendent, give us some insight to those programs.
Our CTE programs offer a variety of real-life work experiences which have won awards at the county, state, and national levels. In the business area, we have several programs that are in process of being Microsoft certified, and our marketing class has had multiple winners competing in the global trade mission at the county level. Our culinary arts program has competed and won at the county and state levels in programs such as Pro Start Michigan, Macomb County Culinary Arts Competition, and Michigan Pro Start Serve Safe Quiz Bowl. Our auto shop program is a yearly winner at auto shows across the Midwest. Last year, they were an Amber finalist and were invited to compete in California. In previous years, they were a national finalist and competed in Houston.
Ms. Shepherd? Ms. O'Banion, these are great accomplishments for these programs. Do you have any updates on some of our other programs?
In the fall of 2014, our drafting lab was updated with new computers, and our machine shop got a state-of-the-art CNC machine. Our building trades program completed and sold a new house.
Ms. Rickle?
Ms. President, are there any other opportunities for students?
I will direct that question to our Director of Curriculum, Ms. Dickin.
I'm glad you asked that question. Roseville Community Schools has many programs to offer for all students. Gifted and talented students begin with the Project Challenge at the elementary level. Project Challenge, taught by Ms. Nancy Gitter, is a pulled-out program for students in grades 3rd through 6th and grade 7 who qualify as gifted and talented using certain criteria. Students attend class at Eastland Middle School one full day every other week from September through May. Speaking of middle school, our middle school offers advanced coursework in math and English language arts. Students now can earn high school credit in algebra and foreign language, which opens up their schedule to take our wide selection of elective courses when they get to high school. At the high school, students can earn college credits through numerous advanced placement courses, dual enrollment, or participating in the early college program. Students must be approved to participate in the dual enrollment and early college programs, and students interested should contact their counselors.
Ms. Ritter?
Has there been any changes to the curriculum?
Roseville Community Schools has made some major changes to the curriculum over the last 3 years to meet the needs of all students. Roseville now has new math and reading programs, kindergarten through 8th grade. The teachers have shifted their focus to the Common Core standards adopted by the state in 2010. The middle schools are now using curriculum that has a web-based component that all students use. Both math and reading now use these online resources to complete their coursework. This online coursework is only successful if the teacher is driving the program in the right direction and challenging our students to learn as much as they can.
Mr. Shaka?
What about students just starting their schooling?
For our students to be successful, it all starts before kindergarten. Roseville provides early childhood programs to prepare the students for their first day of kindergarten. Our GSRP, Great Start Readiness Program, is a state-funded preschool program for students who meet the criteria. We have expanded our program from 64 students to 112 in the last 3 years. Roseville also provides tuition-based programs for 3 and 4-year-old students who do not qualify for GSRP. We still have students that come to kindergarten with no preschool experience. We hope to get more students involved in our preschool programs to give them a jump start to their education. Last year, Roseville also provided summer learning opportunities for students in grades kindergarten through 12th. We hope to provide these effective opportunities in the future.
Ms. Rickle?
Due to the fact that the ACT is a part of the Michigan Merit Exam, it seems a lot to ask that all special education students to take that exam. The special education students have to take the same required tests as regular education students?
Ms. Chapman, our special education director, can best answer that.
Most special education students take the same test with modifications. Examples of modifications would be taking the test in a small room or having the test read to them. There are also other forms of MEEP tests for special education students. MEEP Access and MI Access, which is a form for students with cognitive impairments. The students are also required to meet AYP requirements.
Ms. Julian?
In our district, how are students identified as special education?
If teachers have concerns about a student, they bring it to attention of a principal or counselor. Some interventions are put into place initially to see if the concerns can be addressed with modification in general education's classrooms. At the elementary level, students might get extra support for literacy coaches, math coaches, Waterford, and Success Maker technology, etc. If progress is not made over time, a formal request for testing is recommended. The student is evaluated by the school's psychologist, teacher's consultant, possibly a social worker and/or speech and language teacher to determine if they qualify for student special education services. Currently, there are approximately 882 students, or 17% of the student population, who receive some type of special education service in the district.
Ms. Shepherd?
I heard many schools are cutting transportation to sporting events. What does Roseville do, and how is Roseville dealing with other transportation issues?
I will ask Ms. Samoski, our coordinator of transportation maintenance, to answer that question.
Roseville provides transportation to and from all sporting event sites. There are many districts that surround Roseville that have eliminated transportation back to the district from events due to budget cuts. Bus driver shortages are being experienced by many districts, with Roseville included. Some reasons for these shortages are the pay, the testing that is required, which includes, for example, mandatory drug and alcohol testing. Also, absenteeism runs high on a daily basis. Roseville doesn't employ sports drivers, so we have to cover sporting events with our regular education drivers, and with the help of the athletic department, we are able to coordinate this. Roseville is also obligated to provide transportation to students who become homeless. This includes either bus transportation as well as gas cards for parents who provide their own transportation. We also have a van that picks up students who, because of distance and time constraints, buses cannot transport. Good news is, with the savings from the energy bond, transportation will be able to purchase 2 to 3 new buses this year.
Ms. Besco?
Ms. Grimshaw, I wanted to ask Ms. Samoski, you mentioned energy savings. What are some of the things we are doing in our schools?
1, all classrooms will have motion sensors installed to save energy by shutting off lights and H&V units while classrooms are vacant. 2, the district is also having new energy-efficient ballasts and bulbs installed in all buildings. 3, the restroom facilities will have water saver fixtures installed by July 1st, 2015.
Ms. Ritter?
Ms. Grimshaw, student hunger is a concern across the nation. Are we addressing the issue here in Roseville?
Our supervisor of food service, Mr. Roberts, can speak about this issue.
Each day, nearly 12 million children in the United States encounter food insecurity. In Macomb County, 24,000 children face hunger on a daily basis. The Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 provides provisions for school districts with at least 40% of the students directly certified by the state as being entitled for free meals, but Roseville is about 80%. Currently, we offer free breakfast and lunch to all students at Dort, Huron Park, Kaiser, Comment, Steenland, Penton, and Roseville Middle School. We also offer free breakfast to all students at Fountain.
Mr. DeShaka?
Is this program available only during the school year?
We also participate in the summer feeding program. We also provide free breakfast and lunch at selected sites to any child 18 years and under. This is to ensure that all children have access to a healthy and nutritious food when out of school.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Ms. Sundell, I did have one last question. Have there been any changes to the student code of conduct lately?
Could you please refresh our recollection as to the effects of our recent amendment to the Student Conduct Code, Policy JC, Mrs. Heinrich? Ms. Heinrich is our board attorney.
The school board amended Board Policy JC, Student Conduct Code, to provide that the superintendent, rather than the board, would hear all potential expulsion discipline matters involving special education students along with general education students involved in the same incident. The superintendent was delegated all discipline authority of the board in these cases. The superintendent was also granted all authority of the board in cases in which a student is brought up for a second expulsion discipline hearing within the same year. The board reserved the right to hear those expulsion discipline matters involving a general education student in which the penalty is anticipated to be in excess of 90 days, or in which a student is charged with 1. Possession of dangerous weapons, 2. Arson, 3. Criminal sexual conduct, or 4. Assault on a faculty member.
All right, if there are no other questions or comments at this time, we'll continue with the next agenda item. This will be the last opportunity for members of the audience to speak to the school board. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard?
Yes. John Comet, 18975 Church Street. Madam President, or one of the fine distinguished group in the audience, in the center area here, as standing in the back of the room, I couldn't help but notice the fine artwork that exists on the wall. Can anybody explain where that came from?
Go for it. Okay. The artwork on the back of the wall are pieces of artwork made by the senior art seminar class at Roseville High School. Because I'm also in the class, so I know. We were given different guidelines. We are allowed to do whatever we want, but we have guidelines, and as long as we follow those guidelines as to different observation, or they have to be black and white, or they have to be pastel, paint, color, as long as we follow those guidelines, we do get the grade we deserve, and we can do whatever we want. So, also, those pieces are turned into portfolio pieces if we plan on going further in our education through college.
Am I supposed to talk to? I don't know.
All right, are there any more questions at this time? All right, we'll move on to the next agenda item.
This is the point in the meeting where I think you're going to enjoy this. The kids are given the opportunity to acknowledge somebody that had an impact on their life as they were coming through the Roseville schools. So what we're going to do is ask for those people to come up, stand behind these individuals, and each of the kids has a plaque, which was made by the wood shop. They're pretty nice. And they don't fall apart like some of the things we buy. And then they're going to say a few words about who they've acknowledged, okay? So if all the people that are going to be acknowledged, come on up, if you would, please.
There's so many.
My dad's taking up there.
Down there, Kate is.
I chose my 5th grade teacher, Miss Felice, and having you as my 5th grade teacher, there was never a dull moment. To this day, I can still bring up the book you once read to the class about the boy who came up with different names for everything to Mackenzie Chapman, and we will laugh uncontrollably about the word ponies. You had a way of making learning natural and enjoyable that for years had me convinced I wanted to be a teacher as well. You sparked my mind to be eager to learn, and to this day I am still motivated by it. Having an inspiration like you is something I'm truly grateful for.
I chose my 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Nemitz. Being only 8 years old, going to a new school with all new people was quite scary, but I wouldn't have wanted to start my life in Roseville any other way than Miss Nemitz's 3rd grade class. To this day, I still don't think my life would be the way it is without that class. Miss Nemitz taught me never to be afraid, to speak your mind, and be who you want to be no matter what people say. But when you are afraid of something, you might just need to jump on a desk and scream a little.
There was a mouse.
In that 3rd grade class, I met people that would soon become to be my best friends still to this day. She taught us how to not judge anyone and accept everyone for who they are. To me, our class was more than just a classroom filled with kids learning. We were a family. Miss Nemitz not only inspired me, but almost every kid in that class. She taught us life lessons that no one else could. Miss Nemitz ran the future teachers at Dort Elementary. And one day, for some odd reason, she made me switch from one classroom to another, and all I remember is crying to her because I did not want to switch to the other classroom. And her saying to me, "Everything is fine, the world is still going to go on, Chloe." That day, she made me realize that in life you can have fun no matter where you are or who you're with. Miss Nemitz is kind, hardworking, and truly cares about her students. It's hard to come by people with all those traits now, and I can honestly say I'm thankful that one of those few people was my first teacher at Roseville. So with all that being said, thank you for being a role model in my life and inspiring me to be who I am today.
Hello. I chose my softball coach because she's cool. Okay, for those of you that don't know Miss Hansen, should know that she is the most understanding, driven, and genuine person you will ever meet. When I first met Miss Hansen, it was freshman year of softball. She talked to me here and there before tryouts, and I thought she was the nicest person ever, and I was so excited to play. Then I arrived to Hell Week and realized I had been talking to Hitler the whole time. Needless to say, freshman year was a struggle because I had never been pushed to my full potential in such an intense way. But that's what Miss Hansen did. I almost feel that's what she's known for. No matter what it is, she will always push you to your fullest potential. If there is one person that I can say has always been there through everything, it's her. Dependable and trustworthy are two words that can describe her perfectly, and it's rare to find a person nowadays who has those traits. One thing you should also know about Miss Hansen is that she doesn't judge. You can tell her anything and she would never hold it against you. As the time has passed over the last few years, I have grown to truly love and admire Miss Hansen for everything she has done for me, everything she is, and everything I hope to be someday. Everyone has their own role model, and I'm just truly thankful and appreciative to have her as mine. I would like to thank you for keeping me strong when I feel like I can't go on, inspiring me to be an amazing person on and off the field, and most of all, to stay understanding, driven, genuine, dependable, trustworthy, non-judgmental, and loving as I face the many obstacles as I grow to become the achiever you have helped me to be. Thank you, Ms. Hansen.
Season starts.
I chose to honor Mr. Madison. When picking a teacher to honor, it's hard to pick just one because so many teachers have made a difference and impact on my years throughout school. But there's always one teacher you have in mind, and mine happens to be Mr. Madison. For the past 3 out of 4 years, it has truly been such a great experience having him as my teacher. The first time coming into high school, you see the TV afternoon announcements, and the first thing you think is, I want to do that. I want to be on TV. I want to make those videos. But little did I know as a freshman, one day I would be the person on the TV. I would be the person making the videos. Mr. Madison is such a kind and caring person. Even if you don't know him all that well, you know he's simply an all-around great person. I don't know anyone that could say anything bad about him. When you need some extra encouragement or advice, he's always there and is always so helpful. It has been truly an honor to be in such a great teacher's class the past 3 years. Someone so loving of their job and actually cares and willing to go the extra mile to help you out makes your experience at school the best it can be. Makes getting up and going to school all the more easier. Thank you, Mr. Madison, for being you and making such a great impact on me and being a role model for me, and always encourage me to do great things. My high school experience wouldn't have been half as good if I wouldn't have had you as my teacher and having me in your news and broadcasting program. Thank you again. You're the best.
I chose to honor Mrs. Gitter, my Project Challenge teacher. And words cannot express how grateful I am for Mrs. Gitter and the experiences she gave me through Project Challenge. She helped me to think outside of the box and allowed me to be creative in all aspects of my life. She taught me not only about the Dark Ages, science and law, and multiple cultures, but she also taught me one of the most important lessons I have ever learned. She taught me to always challenge myself, never give in, and never settle. Do everything to the best of my ability and always try to improve. If it was not for Mrs. Gitter, I would not be the same person I am today. It is because of her and teachers like her that I am here before you today, and it is because of them that I have the GPA I do now. It is because of her that I always strive to be my personal best in everything I do. For this and many other reasons, I view Mrs. Gitter not only as my Project Challenge teacher, but also as my friend. So thank you, Mrs. Gitter, for everything you've done for me.
Maybe next time.
I chose to honor Miss Jordan, my AP English teacher. A good teacher will help you pass the class and learn something here and there, while a great teacher will inspire you and push you to your limits. A good teacher can be shown in passing rates and test scores, while a great teacher can only be shown through the success and determination of her students. Mrs. Jordan is an incredible teacher, a wonderful woman, and an inspiration. I had her as a teacher for 2 years, both AP English classes, which were not easy, and it is amazing how much I learned from her, in and out of the curriculum. My vocabulary was extended too, with those weekly vocab quizzes. She truly pushed me to be a better student and to never settle for anything less than my best. And for that, I will be forever grateful. I still remember the amazing story generator that would give us ridiculous story beginnings that would test my imagination, like the pregnant lady in the magical forest was juggling fish. She has not been only my teacher, but also someone that I could talk to anytime I needed. So thank you, Mrs. Jordan, for being an amazing teacher and a role model.
You gonna say it? Alright, I chose Mr. Jeff Verkane, my 12th grade marketing teacher. Even though Mr. Verkane has just become my teacher this year, he has already had a large impact on me. He has readily prepared me for the real world. Whether it's talking about Michigan recruiting and trying to get Harbaugh to come to Michigan, or properly formatting a resume, I look forward to coming to class every day to see what we're going to learn next. Taking his class has been a great experience so far. He has made me take a step back and really focus on what I want to do with my life, saving me 4 years and $100,000, as you always say. He is one of the teachers I look up to most, inspiring me to strive for any path I may take in life. I know I can come to him with any questions I may have, from product advertising to college football. Though he may tell some really, really lame jokes, I want to thank him for being such a great role model and pushing me to be who I am today.
Okay, I chose to honor Mr. Zimmer, and I want to start by saying that I was so privileged to be able to be a student of yours over the years, but to be honest, we didn't start off on the best of terms. It was a pretty rocky road, and along that road was one huge rock. That rock was my 8th grade year. I was trying out for the volleyball team, and you cut me. To me, the unbelievable happened, but it pushed me to come back the following year and make it. I slid by my freshman year without having you as a teacher. My sophomore year, I saw you on my schedule, but to be honest, I didn't even remember you until one of my friends told me you were the 8th grade volleyball coach. I walked into your class and we got assigned seats, and because of my last name, of course, I was front and center. Weeks went by and I realized you didn't even remember me, but I also noticed how much I liked your teaching methods. You were always so optimistic, never had anything bad to say, and could make a joke out of just about anything. Just like how they sent out the letters to these teachers who got picked to honor tonight, and in the letter you got, it wrote he instead of she, and you came up to me the next day and said, "What's up, homeboy?" But I didn't just pick you because you're my favorite teacher. I picked you because you're someone I look up to. Someone that I've been able to go to throughout high school, whether it was schoolwork, drama, or I just needed to talk. You were always there for me with open ears and a positive answer. I've learned so much about life by just being in your class, and that is anything is possible. If you put in the effort, you will get the results. No question was ever stupid to you, and you always pushed me to do my very best in class and to be the best I could be. From ACT tips to staying motivated, from taking those long science notes to being dedicated, from always being there for someone to keeping a positive outlook on life. So I just want to say thank you for being my role model, and the person who always inspired me to do better, and for being that person I knew I could always look up to. Don't forget, I'm going to go out the corners.
So I chose to honor my art teacher, Mr. Randolph, today. Mr. Randolph, I just wanted to start off saying you've made my years at Roseville High School more enjoyable. Your honesty has taught me many things. You tell me the truth and you never sugarcoat anything, which has made me take other things very lightly in like tons of different situations. That has also taught me to always be honest with people no matter what the situation might be. Even though I'm not the best artist, you always push me to be my best and to always try. Even as a freshman, you enjoyed having me, which is hard to come by when you have Mr. Randolph as a as a freshman. I think you would only have to understand that if you've had him. I remember one time when someone came up to you in class and asked how their piece of artwork was, and you said, "What, did you draw that with your eyes closed?" I know that person took your honesty the right way, but it also was funny to hear. That made me go back to my seat and to make a better artwork the better next time that I came up to you. I don't look at your class as just an art class, more of a place that I've learned better working skills and to be a harder working student. I will take everything you taught me and use it in the future. Thank you for everything you have ever taught me.
So I chose to honor Mr. Borzi, one of my teachers of everything. Mr. Borzi has always been someone that encouraged me to do my best. He pushed me to do better in school. As my drama teacher, he helped me come out of my shell and talk to more people and be more outgoing. As my English teacher, he made me realize that I hate English, but it can be fun. Ever since I was one of the annoying little freshmen in your class of upperclassmen, whenever I needed advice about school or just life, you were always someone I could come to and talk to. When picking a teacher that I wanted to honor, you were my first choice. I remember always being able to come down to your class for you to help, even if the work wasn't for your class. When I took my ACT, I thought my score was good enough. You encouraged me to retake it, but I didn't feel like I needed it. After finally listening to you, I signed up to retake it and ended up getting a better score that has helped me be more eligible for more scholarships, just like you said it would. I wouldn't be the person today if it wasn't for your help. You're the type of person I look up to. I hope to one day influence someone's life the way you did mine. Thank you so much for being such a good role model and for helping me be the best I can possibly be.
Okay, I am honoring Mr. Herbertson. He was my 7th and 8th grade history teacher. Okay, when you're in middle school, nothing seems like it counts. At least that's how I felt when I was in 7th grade. After I walked into my history class during my first year of junior high, I knew we were all in for a treat. Mr. Herbertson was determined to drill as much knowledge into our little 12-year-old minds as they could hold. And no matter how hard we tried to deny it, we all loved having his class. It's easy to daydream during school, what you were doing after school, what you were doing this weekend, what you wish you were doing right now. But Mr. Herbertson was always there to snap you back to reality. Without concentration, you cannot learn. The most memorable words you could say to a junior high student, after 2 straight years of hearing that yelled or seeing it written across the whiteboard, I knew they were words I'd never forget. I wanted to honor Mr. Herbertson for leaving me with them and thank him for the quote echoing in my head when I feel like none of this school stuff matters. It's been a while, Mr. Herbertson. I never would have guessed that after 6 years, the words still ringing in my ears would be, without concentration, you cannot learn.
I am honoring Mr. Klula tonight. He's been my history teacher for the past 3 years. Mr. Klulo has always been an amazing teacher, and he truly loves the students he teaches and what he does. He's been very caring and trustworthy, and he is well respected by many others. As a kid, I had his wife as my kindergarten teacher, and I've kept in touch with her throughout the years, which made getting to know Mr. Klulo even better. When I got into high school, Mr. Klulo was my teacher for a history class. I used to think that he was weird because whenever he used to tell me weird jokes about the topic we were learning, I would never understand them. Whenever I didn't have a smile on my face, he would always come and talk to me and change the mood around. He taught me to always have a look on the bright side and to think positive no matter what the situation is. Mr. Klulo has truly influenced my life in a great way, and I'm so thankful for that. You are an awesome teacher. Thank you.
Okay, I chose to write about my baseball coach, Mr. Marzek. I've always looked up to Mr. Marzak as a role model. He has helped me in many ways dealing with school, baseball, and life in general. I can't think of another coach that I would rather have. I wouldn't be where I am today as a baseball player if it wasn't for you, and I can't thank you enough for that. I will never forget that during my sophomore year, you took a chance by starting me at third base on the first game of the year, considering that it was my first game at the varsity level. In my opinion, this showed the faith that you had in me and the dedication that you have to see your ball players succeed. I truly appreciate all of the coaching and support that you have given me. Throughout my high school years, I've realized that teachers are also mentors, coaches, and parent figures. For anyone who has had Marzak in the past or currently has him, you know what I'm talking about. Teachers like him stand out. You've made an impact on my life, and I am sure you have done the same with many others. I appreciate everything that you have done for me. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, I've chosen to honor Miss Boyke. I've never personally had the chance to have her as a teacher, but I definitely believe that she deserves to be here. She's not only made a difference in my life, but she does make a difference in a bunch of the little kids' lives at the elementary school. So here goes. Miss Boyke. Wow, it's really weird saying that out loud. I've always known you as Mrs. Kim. I've chosen to honor you today not only because you have touched my heart, but the hearts of my family members as well. I've also chosen you because in elementary school you've motivated me to do my best and be a good reader, and you also chose me to help teach the kindergartners and first graders how to read. This has also inspired me in my career choice, which isn't exactly teaching, but it does involve helping kids when they need it. You're the most sweet, kind-hearted person at the elementary school, and I've chosen you because I appreciate you. I'm really good at speaking out loud. Okay. I'm a crier. Am I crying? I'm gonna cry. Okay. Can we just skip me? Okay. Mr. Mickens, we have definitely... I literally can't. Right, can we skip me?
I'll go. Okay, on to me. I chose Miss Greenhouse as my person. Okay. I choose to write about Miss Greenhouse. You were a great help to me all through kindergarten to 6th grade. You helped me with my reading and always was very nice. No matter what, you always had a smile and a cheerful hello. You taught me many ways to make reading easier and always followed up to see that I understood the lesson. Never did you become tired of my questions or impatient with me as I struggled. I will never forget coming down to your room and you always having a Jolly Rancher ready for me when I was done. I don't know what I would have done without your help. You have inspired me to want to become a teacher and the type of teacher that you are. Thank you so much.
All right, I chose Miss Gaska. She was my 4th grade teacher. When I first got you as a teacher, I didn't think we were going to get along, but I've never been so glad to be so wrong. Not only did you have a true passion for teaching, but you genuinely cared about each and every student you ever had. You went above the expectations to make sure I knew what I was doing and I knew how to do it right. You made me realize that teachers care about their students beyond just their education. As much as I hated your dead bug collection at first, especially the cicadas, I'm glad how much you used it against me. It grew on me and made an impact on how much I love science today. When I was told to pick a teacher who inspired me in all my 13 years of school, I knew exactly who to choose. I still to this day cannot see a gargoyle without thinking of you. Thank you for everything you have done for me and everything you have taught me.
I chose to represent my English and newspaper teacher, Miss Druin. Although I haven't had Miss Druin for a very long time, she has made a big impact on my life. Whenever I've needed someone to talk to or someone like she's there to listen and give advice. And also whenever I start slacking in school, which happens kind of a lot, she's the teacher who tells me to stop doing that and start doing my schoolwork. And she's a teacher who knows what I'm capable and helps me to achieve my full potential.
Okay. All right, I am representing Mr. Mickens. Mr. Mickens, we have definitely come a long way. From freshman year of always being in your office to make my sports schedules for your advice on my sports, even though I would never listen to you, to honoring you here tonight. I look up to you as my role model in this school because I admire the way you care about the students and myself. I can always depend on you for help or guidance in any situation, whether it's for sports, school, or even my boy problems. When deciding who to pick here tonight, to honor here tonight, I had no other option in my mind but to pick you. You have put a huge impact on my life throughout high school, and you will certainly be one person I will miss the most. You pushed me to reach my fullest potential and always do my best. When I chose volleyball over cross country, you were unsure of my decision, but I knew I could still count on you to be in my corner, always rooting me on. It meant a lot to me when I would see you walk into the gym to watch our volleyball game, so we could prove to you how hard we worked and for you to be proud of us. To wrap it up, I am truly thankful for all the lessons you have taught me and how much you believe in me.
Maybe we could have. If we could have maybe one last applause for the teacher.
You hear me?
This not only is a great night for us, it was a great day. We were able to spend some time this morning with the students, this afternoon, and now tonight. America is really, really lucky and going to be great with leaders like this in the future. We give them a round of applause. As a parent myself, I know how proud I was when my sons and daughters accomplished something, and I know how proud you must be tonight sitting there watching your daughters and sons perform in front of us. The teachers that were recognized tonight are they're great teachers, but we have great teachers in all of our buildings. I want to thank them for what they did to influence the students that are up here tonight and that they have taught in the past and are teaching now. Most of our principals are here tonight, and I thank them for coming. The mayor is here. Thank you, Mayor. This is going to be on cable television in 2 weeks. I just got the signal 2 weeks. It would be nice for you to tape it so that someday they can give it to their children or their grandchildren. And thank you, students.
It was quite interesting today to see that there's quite a few girls up here and only 3 boys today. And I know some of the board members up here would like to be more men up here instead of women, but we've got them. We got it. They proved us well today. They did a good job.
They may think that.
Pardon me?
I said you may think that.
Oh. The kids did wonderful today. They were just perfect, ladies and gentlemen, and we had nothing but a great time with all of them today. So we're going to let them introduce themselves, tell them a little bit about what they're going to do, what college they're going to go to, and what their plans are, and anything they'd like to say, and introduce their parents. So we're going to start way down in the end down there.
Of course.
I don't know what to say to yourself.
I think whatever your plans are, I guess. My name is Claire Castor, and I am here with my mom, who's taking a picture right now, and my dad. And my plans for school are to move to North Carolina in July with my big sister, and I'm going to go to the, stop crying, Mom. And I'm going to go to their community college for 2 years and then transfer to University of North Carolina in Wilmington to get a degree in accounting.
I'm Chloe O'Banion. I'm here with my mom and my stepdad. And my best friend, Alicia. After high school, I plan on going to Macomb for 2 years, and my hopes and dreams are to transfer to Stanford University and become a pediatric oncologist.
Hello, I'm her best friend. I'm just kidding. My name's Alicia Shepard. I'm here with my mom and my dad and my brother. There they are. My plans are to go to Maryville College, which is down in Tennessee. I plan on majoring in psychology and minoring in art and being an art therapist.
Hi, I'm Taylor Bosco. I don't know. I plan to attend Macomb Community College and just get my basics done, and then transfer somewhere. Maybe when I know what I want to do, because I'm undecided.
I'm Amber Zindel, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, my brother, and my boyfriend. And next year, I plan to hopefully move to Chicago and study music production and/or music technology.
My name's Alexis Grimshaw. I'm here with my mom. She's in the pink. I'm not sure where I'm going yet, but I plan to go into business of some sort.
I'm Ryan DeChaka. I'm here with my wonderful mother. Why don't you stand up, Mom? And my two grandmas, and I plan on attending the University of Georgia to study sports management.
I'm Miranda Julian. I'm here with my mom and dad, next to Lindsay's parents. I'm undecided what I want to do yet, so I'm going to go to Macomb for my first 2 years and get my basics done, save lots of money, and then transfer out somewhere.
Hi, I'm Regina Ritter. I'm here with my stepdad, James. I hope to eventually go to Oakland University and go into dental hygiene.
Okay, so I'm Ariana Rickle. I'm here with my mom, who's back there, yep, and my little sister, who doesn't really want to be here. But I am still waiting back to hear from Michigan State, so hopefully I get accepted into there. If not, I'm going to Grand Valley to major in marketing.
I'm Madeline Trudeau. I'm here with my two fave people, my mom and my dad. They're awesome. I got accepted to College for Creative Studies in Detroit, and I'm going there in the fall to major in entertainment arts and hopefully major in photography too. That's it.
Hi, I'm Alexis Heinrich. I'm here with my mom. I plan on going to Oakland University, and I plan to go into pediatric oncology.
My name is Austin Morrow. I'm here with my dad, Mark, and I plan on going to Central Michigan and going into the broadcasting and cinematic arts fields.
My name is Caitlin Dickett. I'm here with my best friend, who's also my mother, and my other best friend, Julie Schultz.
And I will be attending Oakland University in the fall. I was actually accepted into their nursing program. So hopefully in 6 years, you'll catch me around the hospital or at a doctor's office.
Okay, I'm Lindsay Samaski. I'm here with my parents, right next to Miranda's parents. I'm very undecided where I know I'm going to college. My dad wants me to go to Macomb, save some money. I don't want to go away, so hopefully that's what I'll do. And I'm going to major in nursing.
I'm Victoria Chapman. I'm here with my parents, Tina and Chuck Chapman, and Alexis, my best friend, and everyone in the crowd, hello. I want to go to Macomb for 2 years, and then I want to transfer over to Oakland to be an elementary school teacher.
I'm Jenna Klemowitz. I'm here with my mom and my little brother who also doesn't want to be here. I got accepted into Central Michigan University, and I'm also going into the broadcasting and cinematic arts field, and I want to be a video editor.
I'm Tyler Roberts, and I'm here with my mother, and I also got accepted to Central University, where I plan to go for my first 4 years for pre-dental, then transfer to Michigan University for my dental degree.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Million motions to adjourn.
Ritter seconds the motion.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.